Hey everybody, and welcome to a game called Not For Broadcast, an early access game. It's out now on Steam, and I thought I'd give a playthrough. Seen some stuff, thought this was funny, and I thought I'd help their little team out and run a playthrough. So let's get this thing started. The election. Hopefully nothing like ours. Oh.
Hi, David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry. It's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens.
Got it.
The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left.
Got it.
Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
Take on 4 old ladies from East Grincham. That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary.
Right, won't be long now till the signal starts coming through from the station. Stay on your toes. All the bigwigs are in tonight because of the election, so we better not make any mistakes.
Noted. No mistakes. I can definitely totally not make mistakes.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me go out and pastures.
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist. Going
So he seems like a brat.
But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next is going to be the throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll
Charging battery.
Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsley wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And,
Sounds like
of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the
here we
leaders
go.
of this fledgling party have to say on their historic
Right, button
That's
2
all coming up on
in
tonight.
3,
National
2,
Nightly News.
1, now. Lovely, mate.
Yay! I did a
Next thing
thing.
is the throwback to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Right, okay. Thanks, Davo. Alright, so get ready, I guess, to throw back to
Here it comes.
Jeremy.
Switch to screen 1. Now. Lovely, mate.
But first, the votes are in, and it's a decisive win
than
for
you,
Advance.
Dave.
The
Take your
landslide
job, Dave.
We often get a bit of interference around this time of night, so keep your eye on the machine on the bottom right. You can move that white dot up and down, avoiding the interference using the yellow knob or your scroll wheel.
Of a severe
Yellow
lack
knob.
of
I'm
actual
moving my yellow
policies
knob.
and of being deliberately
He's gonna be inappropriate, I can be.
The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly.
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert.
Right.
When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you
Makes
into it
sense
as
to me.
well, but keep your eye
later in
on
the
the
program,
clock.
we'll be going live to Advance HQ to hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3,
That's all coming
2,
up. Now
1,
for the break.
advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
Yay.
I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh,
Wanker
ask him
snatch.
about the
What is
election.
personally, I wouldn't
Bandersnatch?
try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you.
I thought that was our little secret.
It's all right, he doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Me too.
No.
What a horrible, horrible little man.
Wicked, we made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate.
Thanks, Dave.
But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A
Yeah,
lot of
makes
it's down to
sense.
personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1, try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2, don't stay on
So
the
don't
same
do
shot
this?
for too long, 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot
That hurt
for a
my
bit
head.
just to keep it interesting. 3, don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience
He
will
seems
see
like a
who's doing
prat.
the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much for...
10 seconds, everybody.
I don't
Go.
know.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the
Oh, he
National
gives me a
Lightning
hint.
News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
off,
ready to go to
official
Megan on
reporter
screen
Megan
4.
Wolf
Okay.
is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go
the
to
shop
Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his
joined
name.
today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
I think I
May
got a
say
hang of this,
having you
David.
here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and
So
stay
you've
on
just
whoever's
finished filming
talking.
your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to
I'm
Peter,
doing well.
the rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
He's a wonderful
Lovely.
chap.
Now back to Thunder Twat.
I worked with him on several movies.
I clearly
all
hate
very
this guy.
successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And do you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right.
What a horrible,
it was
horrible
a
little
complete
man.
departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing
prat.
it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience.
I
I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire, the little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always Strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which
I think I got it.
week
Right,
around
I've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
I bet this is gonna be really crap.
Watch out for that interference, mate. God, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio. I'd love to hear what he's saying, but don't switch to it now. You can go to the archive when the broadcast's done. We keep everything.
Good. Ooh, gotta avoid the static.
Did it for you, baby. All for you.
Dr. Hemlock.
We're gonna change the world, you know?
As B movies go, this one appears to be
You told me,
letter F.
but I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
Yep, definitely a letter F.
Look at this!
Sterility.
Oops. Guess I can't censor it away, can I?
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
Thanks, Dave-O.
We should.
Think ad number B? Number B.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds behind the master screen.
I noticed.
Here, when someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button, or the spacebar on your keyboard, for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm, and you'll get it.
So what
And
happens
if
if
you
I
can't tell
cut
when
station
to
power?
bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting
Alan
louder.
James, author of Alan James is Right, is coming to your city.
Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say,
Keep
it
that
takes a
turned
little
down. I'll
practice,
just use
but I'll try and
the
help you
color.
through it, and soon we'll have you
Got 2
bleeping
screens.
like
I
a pro.
think I can notice
Remember,
the
button lights up,
the
count
censor
1,
bar on both
2,
of them.
and hold it down. Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Personality running the country. Seriously, at work.
5,
Dates
4,
and times.
3.
Alright, here we go.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance headquarters, where the 2 leaders,
I think I'm gonna
Peter
need the
Clement
censor
and
bar.
Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance
I'm gonna need the
address.
censor bar.
Oh shit, he's pissed.
Shall I
Get ready to
start?
bleep.
Go for it, Pat.
Shall I start?
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming, and well, where do I start? What a day!
They said we couldn't do it.
They certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people,
Nice.
you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than a granny's fanny. Coarser than a
Memorably
granny's...
put.
Nailed it.
But to be honest, who
Thanks,
can
Dave.
blame Peter
Think I
for
can bleep it.
celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country
Been on that
is
shop a bit
suffering,
long.
you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day
Can
one
they?
of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbook.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act.
What does that do?
Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this
Okay.
country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set.
So socialism.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up. You're gonna pay it back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals
Oh, shut up, Dave.
into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their
Oops, I missed
private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we
Socialism.
promised we would.
That's
And
what they're
until
about.
then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there. Interesting acceptance speech. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time.
I did,
If
because I'm
not,
good at my job.
someone's going to be in trouble. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful...
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
So,
Bye, Dave.
boring politics then?
This is some weird fever dream. Am I dying now?
You're so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Okay, I can blur that out. So I did a decent job. We got an A. Missed a couple words here and there. Yeah.
Alright, mate, I've left you a voicemail. I thought you'd end up here. Most people come into the archive room when they're done with a broadcast.
can't
That way you
exit
can
this
see what you did
tutorial.
and how it looked to the public. As you can see, there's 3 sections to the archive. Broadcasts, that's what you've put out. Rushes, which is all the stuff that was on all the screens. And adverts, which is any advert that you've chosen to show. So let's have a
good to know.
look at the broadcasts. Okay, on the left you can see all the broadcasts that you've done. You can also get to hear from the main menu if you don't actually want to do a broadcast, you just want to see some
Well,
of your
in a
past
few
work.
moments, we'll be going
Select
live
any
to
of
promote
those and
National
click
Nightly
load
News.
tape.
But before
Why
that,
not
let's
watch
take
what
a
you
look at
just
what's
did?
coming up later
When
on
you're done,
tonight on
hit
Channel
back.
1. At 7 o'clock, it's the semi-final.
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those. Okay, these 4 screens, they're exactly the same as the 4 screens that feed you the studio signal when you're doing the actual news.
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right ones, apparently.
But this gives me nothing, Jenny. They must see that.
I know. I think they think we won't have anything to say.
Oh, for God's sake, come on. It's a huge day. It's not...
When you're done checking out the backstage secrets, hit back.
I'm not doing it.
Wanna watch the adverts? No, me neither. I hate the ads even when they're normally none. Anywho, let's see what else we got. Day 1, 2, 3. Okay, I've got a form. So some of the game is like this, and some of the game is the mail stuff. So I'm going to open this form. Got my kids and wife down pat. Be polite. Be polite. Be a good worker, because that's what a socialist party wants. Be polite. Okay. Yeah, those are all good options. You're welcome, Mr. Government Form. Alright, who's here? Alright, so apparently our little friend, our wife's brother, cousin, family, whatever, is a little bit angry at this new wealth distribution act that our wonderful socialist government has provided us with. Can we actually get away with it? Madness. Which is why. So what does he need? He wants my passport. So, do I commit a felony, or do I commit a felony? Let's commit a felony, folks. Let's see what the wife says. Let's see what we can get. Neon? I think that's N-E-O, neon. Whatever. So we move through the progression. Oh, another news broadcast, I think. The Fallout. Like Fallout 4? Like Dave's at a party.
It's Dave! Oh, Christ, it's noisy in here, Jesus. Right, hang on. Let me just get out some flags, darling. Yeah, I'll have...
There's a not YouTube-approved female there.
That's better. Let's get set up and get on with it, eh, so I can get back to my guests. First of all, let's get the power on. You need to get at least the bottom 4 plugs on. Right, let's load up the adverts. You might want to have a bit of a think about it. Your decisions have consequences.
So the government should always come first, right? No, I don't like him. Sounds lovely. So what is... should we play? Is this toy safe? Sure, we'll play it.
Right, you can see they finally got the old headline system up
and
working
they?
again. And the Vision Mixer's already in headline mode because headlines always come at the start. It's really simple,
that's a fair point.
These 2 buttons at the bottom of the Vision Mixer, you can see they
I'm there.
now have A and B on them. And they're to help you
Thanks,
keep
Australian
image
Mel.
A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Provided you make a decision in that time, you're fine. And you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches zero. But if you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice.
Really?
I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So, like with the adverts, choose carefully.
No,
and we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
He's gonna, I don't know.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon.
10 seconds, everybody!
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5,
What?
4,
Who does it? Who mistrusts the moon?
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading
Appease the government.
Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold
As best as I
with
can,
a leading
of course.
economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast
looks
majority
like
of the country,
liver
I'll be
sclerosis is
asking my
happening.
guess if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history.
We'll be polite.
Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of
I don't
her
think I'll be
class at
polite
university
to everybody, but
and graduated
she seems
with
like
the
a nice
highest
lad.
honours, immediately
Lass,
being
whatever.
asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehouse. Sophia
Oh,
promises
that's the
it
thing
will
I have on
rule
the
rights
advert
this
there on
Christmas,
the bottom.
but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborgen-Horgensford have today set off to explore
Swarsborgen-Horgensford.
the recently discovered cave system
So do I not
was
play this?
previously thought unreachable.
Nah.
But thanks to a
That's
new
the harm.
breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains.
Cool.
This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together like we always have." Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported
I'm gonna be
by
mean.
this very programme. And judging from the angle and velocity of that spray, it looks like Johnny may have been celebrating a little bit too much. I certainly wouldn't want to be his dry cleaner. And grievous bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be?
We'll go with the
I'll be
police
going
picture.
live around
Police
the
are
country
protective.
to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective, with more and more powers passing to the police, and less oversight. Are we using an advanced-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that, and Megan Wolf, a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later.
Oh, God.
That's all coming
Performing?
up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh, signal static. Great. Bing. Bing. It's like a submarine pinging away at my sensibility. Game's running well. Hard set 60 frames per second, so can't go wrong with that. Oh, he's brought product placement. Look. That means he's... Oh, they've taken away his product placement.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no.
Wow.
I think
He seems
that
like a great guy.
realise that the current economic system of unlimited, unending
Mhm.
growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan.
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd. Ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting?
Yes, yes he is.
Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And
what
this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, who will be laughing then?
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier, and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people.
Socialism.
Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your
pedophiles?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first
What?
step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief
What are they making the
Don't
frogs
get me
gay?
wrong, I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
Oh, lovely.
Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act.
How lovely.
That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
Consequences, that can't be good.
You know, I don't know.
Absolutely fucking fine, I tell you. How's it going? Actually, fuck it, I don't care. I hate the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune now. All right, mate,
Can't
see
do
you
it the
later.
same
Bye.
He was useful.
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
Okay, that sounds like a Dalek. Exterminate! Exterminate! Which probably will exterminate the children, but that's fine.
I'm just saying I'll do what I can.
Bullshit, you will. She's good. You know she is.
Shut up, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody. Little JD's going to the big bag clutch of the water.
If that sticks,
Bring
I'll
in
destroy
5,
you.
4, 3.
He's such a nice prat.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this
Yes, I
serious
know about it.
social
That's why I
problem
moved the
to
thing
top of
preemptively.
list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Hello.
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level
Oh, hello.
to relieve the problem.
Greg.
We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Oh!
Time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Okay.
Just hang on. The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. John.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. It's Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our
I want to put him
nation's
back
crime.
on, but I probably
Do you
should.
think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
Let's see
I'm
what
sure
Bob's
we all
got to
do,
say.
Jeremy. I am sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally
That's
enjoying
sad.
your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised
But it did
by
seem
some
a bit of a
thug with a
prat.
knife.
I've been saying that a lot.
Gosh.
I'll
So
call
you
it
feel the streets
dickhead.
simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well,
I
that's not
should've
a
changed
simple
that.
question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've
Moral
diluted
decay?
our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably
The
shouldn't
vicar?
have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and Jews. It's all in the Bible.
Oops.
Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, your bloody gimp's escaped. Delia? Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Jeremy, back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to
Spaying
Jeremy
the
Donaldson.
badger.
Clive, could you put him back in his box?
Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You go back in your gimp space.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of
Darling,
this...
where's the paddle?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Not Bob.
Clive, I am not having this again.
Naughty, you beast, Clive.
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Clearly,
Thank you, Bob.
the opioid
Bob
crisis
Peel
is
there.
going well there.
Really locking down the police's position on morality for us.
I spoke to Mallory.
It's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault.
This is only going to get worse if we brought out the wife leaving and the
He's agreed
gimp.
to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony. Many happy returns.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that.
I don't
Can you
blame
tell
him.
us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalisation, as you can imagine. And obviously,
Thanks,
Titwanks are
Titwank.
quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends have thrown me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony. I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Oh no, who's arrived?
I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
What?
This one's, yeah?
One sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the loose. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this now?
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh.
It worked.
What now, fellas? I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal here, Tony.
Fucking way, Las Bolitas!
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I
don't think we should.
Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally away for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
That was a bit awkward.
I ain't got long and I'm quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section, there's a bit of music. If you edit in time with the music, you can see the result on the vision mixer, and the public will love that.
I don't know what that means.
Worry if you
Edit
don't
in
know, you won't
time?
get punished for it or nothing. Just try and stay in the groove.
Boom,
Also,
boom,
one
boom,
last
boom.
tip.
Groove,
When
got
the
it.
music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
Cool.
Look, it's alright, I've got this. I'm sure it's on his way. Come on, it's welcome back. How hard can it be?
This is on you. 10 seconds, everybody. We're going to open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolf, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan.
We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest.
I'm the older, more popular one. I'm joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
All right.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Oh, right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Oh, no, it isn't.
Jeff
Oh,
Algebra,
yes, it is.
maths
And we've
teacher.
pantomimed.
Maths is really important. Oh, thanks, Steve. Maths is really important. Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle
I
believed
just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
Of course you
and
do.
teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract
This
from
is
this
exactly
play,
what
aren't you?
theater majors
right.
are like in
For
some
context,
places.
I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her
Clearly.
character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a
Yeah,
metaphor.
Dick, isn't he?
Maybe she's you at home, or like maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths
She's a
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Put it in, Coach. Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way.
What? There's not really a good camera angle for that.
When did you first hear about grants?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
How? How did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not
I don't
very
blame you.
political. I'm a mathematician,
Of course.
She's a paraplegic mainly, but we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go with this whole democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner?
Okay, this is awkward, and we got 4 minutes of it.
Corner. What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary.
Oh heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist!
Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Violent father.
What?
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers. What? Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, Connor.
Just keep going for fuck's sake.
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? Oh, my arm's free coat.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right, who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist, and you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my 2 new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team.
Yeah.
And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all 3 of you.
No,
and I
because
don't
you're
have
an
any
idiot.
friends of my own.
Oh god, music.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Yeah, successfully doing things by pressing random buttons.
Life can be peachy if you work as a team.
1, 2, 3,
It's
4.
my choice to remain. So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your
A lot of people actually said middle class girls can't rap.
but I still love maths.
I think there are several famous people right now that are pretty obviously very bad at rapping, yet they try to.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist, but that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate.
This is so bad.
Park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad
Just gonna-
used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum for dinner. He had to wait. Where's my dinner? Where's my dinner, woman? Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on the council estate. Life's pretty hard on the council estate. Life's pretty hard on the council estate.
Honestly, if I was watching this on the news, I would turn it off. This is so bad. How am I keeping the beat of this so well?
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight.
Oh, no, really. I'll turn you back up.
Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson.
Ooh.
Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
That's good. It glowed.
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but it doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate check.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
I have to agree with him. Get them out of the studio. Editing was was just terrible. Oh, I have to agree. My editing wasn't that great. Ooh,
Hello, mate.
a
I see they've
store.
got a store back. That's great. I love fucking shopping. Sorry. Bit of a big night, to be honest. Anyway, over here, that's how much money you've got. You'll get more money the better the broadcast you do. These tabs take you to the bits and pieces and sections of the store.
Right.
You can fix stuff, you can upgrade stuff, or you can just buy really cool stuff to put around the studio. Right, mate, and the final thing you've got to know, if you want to buy something, you just click on it and go ka-ching, but there's no refunds. No refunds, so take care, make sensible decisions. Don't be like Dave.
Don't be like Dave. Got it. Well, I'll try to avoid being like Dave. Anyway. Alright, let's continue on with this. Late night. You get to the theater slightly early. Sam's already there waiting. Why are we in a box? Chris. Oh. Alright, that's lovely. Mm. Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, that could have gone better. A lot better. Day 42. You leave through your piles of accumulated posts. Each new bill pulls you've got is tight without recognizing. Dear Winston's residence. It's your second reminder letter in classes. Uh-oh. That can't be good. I'm gonna get arrested. A tight Christmas. Mm-hmm. Good. Having a nice Christmas, Grandma? Oh, Lord. Grandma has Alzheimer's. Make a toast. Yeah, really. Mm-hmm. That's your mom. I know it's a lot, darling. But trains aren't... Oh, look, it's all nice. Ah, happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. Maybe I'll get my passport back from that dickhead. And, you know. Use zip camera close to university. Oh, lovely. Oh, no. Aw, well, she's understanding, right? She could have been, you know, a dickhead about it. Alright, so what are we getting to now? Permission slip. Your son Charlie hovers a cherubim. Huh. So it's a political... it's a political youth club. Those never go wrong. Never. Never go wrong. He's a nutjob. No, that's right. He's not worth it. I mean, let's be honest here. We heard him speak on the news, and he was a twat. Good work. Let's see, what are they... Okay, so I need to support some corporations, eh? I think I've profited him every time, and... They make that teddy bear, but I like leisure time, because everyone needs leisure. I actually have a lot of influence. So Pleasure Inc. and the Chatty Chatman. Jesus, we're really pushing it forward here. And we're back to the news. Let's see what we got. Survey says... The Tempest. Okay. Ooh, it's stormy out. I don't want to talk to you.
Good evening, Alex.
Oh, it's Bozeman.
Bozeman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other two, so read those tape labels carefully. But make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right, that's the lot. Have a great show.
I think I've got all my important things. Yeah, it does look nasty.
Oh, how's it going with Steve?
Why are all men such pricks?
That well, eh?
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his fate.
No. Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
A little bit of religious commentary right there.
It's a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the daring first move of a silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering two possible options.
There's the death option
With two
and
of
the
the
not death
finest
option.
minds in science working together.
I gotta keep remembering to switch to the main cameras.
For the eventual return of the team to dry land.
While both options are still on the table, support seems to be growing for a daring escape attempt. If a group of fungus experts can't fix the most advanced craft ever conceived by man, then who can?
That does rotate.
Bearing their opinions, the formerly rich are fighting back with a naked protest.
Our very own Robin Short was on hand earlier today when this new protest group first presented themselves.
Spokesman Wentworth Somerset Bentley said today, "They've had the shirts off our backs. They might as well have the west of it too."
The
and while
West?
it's easy to laugh, perhaps we should all just be pondering how desperate the formerly rich are to regain their power.
Fallen angel? Notorious addict Johnny Handsleeve seems to have reached a new low in his battle with booze, as this recent picture reveals.
Johnny's star certainly lacks its former glow these days, with public concern over his mental and physical health growing at an alarming rate.
I mean, look,
Since
he punched a
being
bartender.
banned from the national squad earlier this year after urinating on a referee during a friendly against East Grinch,
Oh no, that's a shame.
things seem to have gone from bad to worse for Hamsleeves.
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sport?
And onwards and upwards. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Rimington's Fist CEO Sophia Rimington today announced a brand new product that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
This groundbreaking product came as quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today.
I don't know what that is.
Though its critics are skeptical.
But we should
the
definitely
young
see what it
CEO
is.
can fulfill her promises.
When only a Flard will do, you need the Flardmaster 5000.
What the hell's a
That's
Flard?
the slogan accompanying the announcement that has rocked the construction industry this morning. The breakthrough device for aiding in installation is sure to change the way we see the humble Flard.
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon coming to you live from the first annual Sports Board final.
What the heck's a sports
You won't
board?
want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh god, look at that interference. It looks bad. Oh yeah, I can tell it's coming. And it's thundering outside, so I'm probably gonna get, killed by power outage or something. Actually, I wonder what happens if the power goes out. Do I just get disconnected or what?
First tonight,
Oops.
after the Christmas horror caused by Mr. Snugglehugs, we have an exclusive interview with one of the victims.
Poor 7-year-old Timmy Tadlock, like so many of those affected by the Christmas bloodbath, has spent the last
Bloodbath?
3 months undergoing a series of reconstructive facial surgeries.
Last week, joyfully, he spoke for the first time since the tragedy. Tonight, he talks to us.
Before we go to the interview, however, this station would like to issue a full and frank apology for any part we may have played in the tragedy. We should never have advertised Mr. Snugglehugs. Without our publicity, the sheer scale of this tragedy, and now upwards of 8,000 casualties, might have been averted.
On behalf of the Nightly News team, we're sorry.
Oops.
In future, we will do better.
Now it's over to Robin Short at the Tadlock family home. Robin?
Thank you, Megan. I'm here with Mr. and Mrs. Tadlock and their 7-year-old son, Timothy. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Yes, well, you're bloody lucky we're spending any time with you at all. After what you lot did. Irresponsible. I mean, whose idea was this anyway?
It's all right. It wasn't your fault. As you can see, Megan, there's
I
still a
shouldn't
few
have advertised
open
that.
wounds here.
Whoopsie-doo.
I'll tread carefully. I'm going to speak to Timmy now. Hello, Timmy. Can you see me?
Mummy, who's that lady?
It's the lady from television, Timothy. She's going to ask you a few questions.
You be careful now, it upsets you to remember.
Don't worry, Mr. Tadlock. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason. So, Timmy, can you tell us what happened to you? You had just unwrapped Mr. Snugglehugs, hadn't you? Was he under the tree?
Yes, I could smell him already. He smelled like love.
Ah, yes. That'll be the fur. It's scented with hoof.
I was so excited. I ran up to my room and gave him a big hug. He was so soft and warm, like our cat, before he got in the way of Daddy's Porsche.
And what did Mr. Snugglehugs say to you?
He blinked his real eyes and said, "You're my very best friend." But I sure wish Mrs. Snugglehugs was here, and she can't be, for just $89.99. And then it's the general error. 41.
What a product placement
And is
in a
that when he
product.
burst into flames? And then he exploded.
Oh, look, I've asked you nicely.
And am I right in saying that one of his real action eyes is now permanently embedded in your cheek?
Yes. When I took him in at night, it glows through bandages.
Oh,
I
that's
know it's
just
under
scary.
there, staring at me.
Yeah, some of the other children have started calling him Timmy Three Eyes. And with his glasses, that's 5.
It's too many eyes, Robin.
It is.
And what's the last thing you remember before the darkness overtook you?
He looked at me with his one eye and laughed. Laughed as he burned.
It sounds very traumatic. Do you have nightmares?
All right, that's quite
you,
enough of
Timmy?
you two coming in here with your camera, trying to make a buck out of our suffering. I won't have it.
Mr. Tadlock, just a couple more questions. Timmy, do you think you will ever be what we can call
No, you've had your
normal
questions.
again?
And now you've made him cry with all 3 of his eyes.
Calm down, you're scared. Do you think your parents will ever really love you again?
Right, that's it. Enough.
I'm happy, Mr. Tadlock. So there you have it, Megan. Just one of the many victims of an indescribable tragedy that has shaken our nation. Back to you.
Thank you, Robin. Harrowing stuff.
And many questions to be answered by Sophia Remington in the coming days and months, I'd wager. How will she turn this crisis around?
So, Jeremy, what are the warning signs a consumer should look out for when they're spotting a dangerous toy?
Well, Megan, experts advise to always check for the new advanced mark, which guarantee a level
So
of
I
safety
definitely
and
shouldn't have
quality.
played that ad.
We just get a close-up one from camera 3 here. So if we take a look at this National Nightly News mug, you should see the mark just on the base of it there.
In the wake of the scandal, the government were praised for their swift response in bringing in this set of stringent checks and new products.
It certainly is good to know that someone's watching out for our families. When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Oh, sorry, I'm bursting.
Cool.
She's very good.
Who?
Megan.
Yes, she is.
Watch your back, Jeremy. Women are coming.
I'm more worried about this water dripping into my head.
Alex, Boson, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't
Oh
broadcast
no,
it.
not the
6
fleshy
p.m. for
bits.
God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
I don't know, some people might, but they're weird people. Oh, a free tree with a hammock. I like this guy. He's totally selling the kind of products I want to see.
That's what it says.
Yes, I understand that, but I always say welcome. Well, of course you do. I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see us fry? It's good for the ratings.
5.
It probably would be.
3.
I'll get fried probably too. We'll all fry to death.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You join me live here for the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship.
What
It's
is
been a hotly
Sports Board
contested
about?
competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Ellie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the Orangi Hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending. It's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the fingernail
Okay,
Harris.
they're slapping each other.
Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. And, Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brains. Stupid. Eddie Striker.
Here we go.
Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy.
Let's see what he's got.
Using his arm to pick up the ball.
That is usually the technique for picking up things. Just your name.
Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker. For shot number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing under her legs. Not bad, if you ask me.
All right, let's see what we got.
Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
What?
I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there, Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends.
I like a good
Now we have
old
the ceremony
argument with the ref
changing of the
section.
ends. And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense.
Of course.
Striker giving it large. Winter round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streaker on the pitch. Apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arms. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow. Because it's quite an eyesore, and women's body, yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harris
I had to keep the streaker off the television. Sorry.
Eddie Striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever.
Ooh, a little slap of the pillow there.
Harris.
Don't know what that means.
And was that the fetid thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the heats. What a brilliant move.
What is this sport?
Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastering display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head.
Uh-oh. Is it a foul?
And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, I've always said that. And after all, it is a game of 2 halves, 4 rounds and several subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show.
Ooh, a half-time show.
Sponsored by Remington's Fist. Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it. And the bucket's been knocked over! I cannot stand him in the bucket gets knocked over.
I hate new protesters.
Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television.
Genitals.
And out there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
I.e. executed.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these 2 players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Oh, I like it. What's the waffle-wee have to say here?
Not bad. Well, that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. What's going on there?
Ooh, it's the
Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around.
probably of the jiggly bits too.
Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. Am I right, ladies?
Okay then, mate.
Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because of course if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket.
Which I think is the goal
Back
here.
to Striker.
I'm not real sure what the goal of this game is, to be honest.
And Striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course perhaps... And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mug. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame. Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles.
He played at Kestrel?
Here we go.
Like the bird?
Tommy Harris.
That must be difficult, to play a bird.
That's all right.
See how he does?
Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there.
Ooh, she seems angry.
Perhaps a little contact caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker.
See how she does?
And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, it's sort of breasts and genitals for all to see.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. Ooh, hello.
There's only so much we can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they? I'll try and carry on.
I had a fanny on the TV.
Trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters, hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match. What's going on here? Yes, yes.
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away.
Protesters.
Bloody wasters. Absolute wasters. Oh, jog on! It's an absolute bloody... Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who can believe it?
Mimery. I love mimery. Because it makes no useless
nice
sense.
imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go anywhere at this point.
It literally could go anywhere.
Two absolute juggernauts of the sport.
Alright, see how she does with the
The
mimery.
bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me.
Good. I would hate for it not to be.
She's juggling it around from her hands.
Alright, so she's doing something entertaining?
And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on, from Striker. But she's in it to win it.
Clearly.
It's like a car bonnet.
What? On it like a car bonnet? I have to say the voice acting in this is pretty hilarious. It's excellent. Excellent fun.
And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move.
Banana.
I'm not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today.
Gonna have your potassium. Bananas are good. Excellent source of
And the
potassium.
banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic... There we go, Jeremy. That is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official. In, please.
Ooh, they're making a decision. Let's see who's won this useless sport.
And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is... everyone!
Okay, the ref has agreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me.
Ow!
Collect their medals. They're 6th and 7th respectively.
What was that?
And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all I always have to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon there had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Oh, yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back,
I don't know what they
I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shocked me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shocked me. Where's that sound guy?
It's not me. I'm the tech guy.
Everything okay?
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
You'll be fine. You're unshockable.
I'm
You'll be
immune to your
fine.
cheap flattery.
I'm wearing you down.
Postman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that the storm is causing the odd power surge. Some of your controls might be a bit, dangerous. Now, I know you're tough and you can take the odd shock for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions.
You're saying
So sorry about
this
all
will
these buckets.
kill me.
Yeah. Seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
Gonna need a whole new lining up there. Triple C, I wonder.
We'll look into it.
It's so good to see you again.
So just don't touch anything.
Your star seems
I like
to be in the
keep
ascendant.
Hulu
It's a
video on
great
it.
time to be alive.
Too bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolf.
My, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here, with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are, pet. Is your seat down?
10 seconds, everybody.
No,
It's your
mine's fine.
seat, damn.
Have you had a little accident?
She's a cow.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advantageous.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whingers mostly.
People who've yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help.
Probably
The
should
door
use
to
the
my
mouse. I'm less
government
likely
is
to click.
always open.
Click.
Someone's dripping on
stuff.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yeah, this is definitely
Yes,
socialism.
your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, pet. She's talking about death.
Oh.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, are you saying that advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera,
Oh,
pet?
sorry, it's camera 4 right there.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He was going to the hospital. My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say
I'm gonna hang on to this close up for as long as I can.
And I went in to see him. We were all frail and pale. I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me,
I thought it was fit as a fiddle.
He said,
whatever.
It's the right
He's
time.
British, I think.
I don't ever want to be a burden to
I
the
think
people
Welsh
I love.
by the accent, but I'm not
Was
good
that
with
the
it.
last time you saw him?
Nope. 3 days later, we were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football. He wouldn't even wait till half-time.
That sounds...
It was awful. It was awful for us. And this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't. Or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they run their course, don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow,
trying not to get shocked anymore.
humiliating decline.
I don't like the noise.
This microphone pack has just given me electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think it's from my asshole.
Are we still on the air, Peter?
Yes. Sorry. My apologies. Oh.
All my systems are on fire.
That this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry. I've got sucked again. Can I get a little bit of help here, please?
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
Jesus, a raw-shell face, fucker! That one was massive! Right, no, this bastard's coming off!
That the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of my grandmother with a rusty twat by
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
For God's sake!
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
Ow.
You really do move at a breathless
Shocking.
pace. It's hard to believe you've yet to be in office a year.
Oh, Megan. We're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy.
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board Final. And we'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name is Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody.
What am I, unconscious now?
So they just...
It seems so.
I don't suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
It's my nephew, so we transitioned the moment I saw the leak.
I don't know what that was about. But, because this is an alpha video game, of course, we've got the credits. And I think these guys have done a really good job of this game. Very funny, poignant in some places, even. So, if you guys liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll try to play some more different kinds of... That's loud. More different kinds of content in the future.
Hi, I'm Dan Carey.
These are the game devs. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much for playing our game in Early Access. It's only through your amazing support that we can tell the awesome story that we have.